In 1975, Queen released the album A Night at the Opera, best known for Love of My Life and of course Queen's biggest ever song, Bohemian Rhapsody. It also features the track I'm in Love with My Car. I freely admit to being something of a petrolhead. Pretty much anything with an engine fascinates me. Recently I thought I was starting to hate driving, but I realised it isn't the driving, I just hate being stuck in traffic. In particular, if it's traffic with no apparent reason. If you sat in a 5-mile tailback on a motorway and it transpires, it was probably just some tit tapped his brake pedal 20 minutes earlier and it's all concertinaed back. So, I enjoy driving and I like cars. I'd never say I've been in love with a car, but evidently some men are. In the biblical sense. When you think you've seen everything,
Tá bom aí, doido? É o comedor de carro.
before we continue, please bear in mind I've watched those clips uncensored and there are some things you cannot unsee. I consider myself to be quite broad-minded. I understand most kinks and fetishes, but that is fucking lost on me. Apparently it's called Mechanophilia, the sexual attraction to motor vehicles, be it cars, motorcycles, powerboats, aircraft, whatever. In fact, in 2008, an American man admitted to have had sex with over 1,000 cars and also the helicopter from Airwolf. So that's ruined that show for you. Actually, if you want to ruin Airwolf, just watch it now. Like most shows from the 1980s, which people of my generation grew up enjoying, if you watch them in 2023, they are absolute crap. Airwolf was a helicopter that defied all the laws of physics. In the Dukes of Hazzard, Hazzard County was the only place on Earth where every hedge has a ramp built into it, and the Duke boys also employed the world's fastest panel beater. As for Knight Rider, just consider, in the 1980s and the 1990s, we thought David Hasselhoff could act. Anyway, Mechanophilia. I have no idea. Let's just stick with cars. Now, I'm very fortunate. I have a very nice car. I have a German car, an Audi. I've never looked at that car, though, and thought, I need to fuck it. I mean, for these people, is Wheeler Dealers their version of porn? When Elvis gets it back to the workshop, are they thinking, yeah, go on, strip her bodywork back. Let's see what's underneath. She's had 15 previous owners, the slut. So what goes on for these guys? And I'm assuming it's just men. Do they go to classic car shows and walk around all day with a raging hard-on? And, of course, the exhaust is the obvious orifice. It's the one you can get to. But, well, I guess the first thing you'd have to check is that the car is cold. That would be very embarrassing, turning up at accident and emergency after the fire brigade have had to cut the silencer off because your cock's melted to it. I thought people stole catalytic converters to exchange for crystal meth. It hadn't crossed my mind some people were removing them so they could go home and knob it. Not only that, but in those two clips, were either of those cars particularly attractive? And I guess if people were cars, women would be Porsches, Ferraris, Exotica, all curvy and beautiful. Whereas men, we'd be Ford Transits and Land Rovers, made for moving heavy shit around. Not only that, but why do it in the street? Surely find a multi-storey car park, or is that part of the thrill? The thrill that you'll get caught? Because I'd bet there isn't a law that covers that offence. Imagine being the operator who takes the emergency call. 999 in the UK, 911 over in the New World. Being on the phone, hearing what's going on. Sorry, there's a man doing what to your car? To be honest, I just let him finish. And if the police turn up, what are they meant to do? If they arrest him, they've then got to put him in the back of their car. That's only going to make things worse. These weirdos, I imagine, would be thinking, how many men have been inside this? How many bad men? You bad, bad girl. I'd just like to add here that my creepy pervert voice is the one I use to telemarketers. So that's the end of this video, and if you made it this far, I hope that you're feeling incredibly normal, because there are some very, very strange people out there. I'm going to go home now, and usually I check I've locked the car. Now I've also got to check that no one's fucked it. As ever, thanks for watching. In 1975, Queen released the album A Day at the Races. Yeah, fucked it on the first line. Clearly, the exhaust is the... There's some nice people walking their dog. I best not shout about fucking exhaust pipes. Hazard County had ramps built into every... Sorry, if you watched the Dukes of Hazzard as a child, the General Lee had a Confederate flag on the roof and it was called the General Lee. You're now a white supremacist, retrospectively. Into the bollocky fucky wank shit. Come on, switch off.